you won the DNA lottery, and that's just the way it is, right?
Thank you.
Well, no, it's true, right? So you've come out into the world looking a certain way, which isn't sort of any choice of your own. It's just what you were born with. So that has, you know, that has opened doors.
Well, first of all, thank you. That's a very nice compliment. I disagree with you about that, but I've my looks and or the way that I've looked, or the subjective opinion on the way that I look, has opened doors. Of course, I'm a model. I've never really been aware of it. It's not how I was brought up. I come from an environment where I certainly was never told as a child, oh, you're this, oh, you're that, oh, you're great, oh, you've got to do this. I was never pushed in that way.
But did people, were you a beautiful child? Did people say all the time, like,
no,
oh, she's so beautiful?
No, I don't come from that world. I come from a farm, you know, I come from the country. No one is looking at material things, I suppose. They're not looking
God, how refreshing.
Yeah. I really
was it weird having so much emphasis put on the way you look then? Or was it an adjustment?
I don't know. It's something I've never really overthought, I suppose. I just saw modelling as an opportunity for me to get out. It was an opportunity for me to travel the world, make money, have experiences, and really the most important thing for me, or what I had always seen modelling at, was a platform to the bigger picture. And so I always saw it as, right, what am I going to build for myself so that when I'm in my 30s or I'm in my 40s and 50s, what can this build for me?
But it is amazing that you have this kind of foresight. Like, where did you get this wisdom from?
I don't know, it's that you never know when your last thing is your last job's going to be. I would be really naive and really stupid to think that the way you look is going to just make you sail through life. I mean,
gosh, if that only were true.
It's that.
But do you feel that there is a pressure on you to have answers and to know who you are, and you do?
Sometimes, yeah, I do. It's I'm 26, so I think it's a really pivotal time right now. I'm really, I feel better than I've ever felt, and I feel like a young woman now. And for me, I'm at this point where I am working out my views and my opinions on things, and I do get a little nervous to express those things at times, finding my voice, I suppose. And
it's okay to not know.
Yeah, for a while.
And it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's massively
because we all want answers. Yeah. We want to know, like, who am I going to be? What am I going to do?
Yeah. What am I supposed to be? What do other people want me to be?
And you have to separate what other people want you to be from what you want to be. And sometimes they're so enmeshed that it takes a while to work that out, because it's an image. Yeah,
you live behind an image completely. There's me, Rosie, and then there's Rosie, the sort of model, and the figure that's known in the papers or in the magazines. And let me tell you, the two couldn't be further apart. They really couldn't be. I mean, it's interesting. People that really know me are always like, "Oh my God, you're not what I thought you were going to be at all." So,
but what is the biggest discrepancy, would you say?
I think people are always surprised that I'm warmer in person than I might be. I think with women, they don't want to like you, and then when they kind of meet you, there's that, oh, she's warm, or she's funny, or she's engaging, and there's nothing really to be threatened by. Okay, let's talk about that for a second. What does that feel like? Pretty horrible, actually, because I love women. I'm a real girl's girl.
I know you are.
Sometimes I get this feeling that someone's already made up their opinion on me before they've even met me, and they don't want to like me from the get-go. And has it hurt your feelings? Yeah. There's one occasion I can think of that really stands out, and it really crushed me. It did. It crushed me. How do you reconcile with portraying an image of perhaps a person who's a perfect person to many, with that being empowering for women? Well, how do you reconcile with that? It has really very little to do with the way I look. I hope that I represent somebody that has really worked hard and and I've achieved my dreams, and whatever your dreams might be, that through hard work, determination, and being able to pick yourself up and keep trying, because it wasn't a sort of, for me, I think some people might think that it was this sort of easy journey, and it really wasn't, and there was a lot of ups and downs, and years where I didn't work a lot, and times where I had a lot of issues with my body and all of that. And so,
what were the issues with your body?
Well, I started modelling when I was 16, and to be honest with you, I wasn't physically right to start modelling probably until I was in my early 20s.
Why do you say that?
I just wasn't, I wasn't self-aware. I didn't care about the way I looked. I was shorter, I had braces, I had acne,
Girl, if you got booked with all that going on, no, I always thought you had much bigger boobs.
Yeah.
I must say, people, like you said, people are surprised that you're so warm when they meet you. I was surprised you didn't have bigger boobs, I must say.
Yeah.
I always think of you as being having boobs and a bum.
I mean,
which you do, but
for a model, I've always had that physique. I mean, it's
and
funny.
Thank God, by the way. Thank God.
I was never really a runway model, because I was a little bit shorter, and I had what are considered in the industry to be curves, which is absolutely insane. I would never describe myself as being curvaceous.
If you have curves, I don't know what I've got. I don't know.
Yeah, but by an industry standard, I was always considered to be curvaceous. And I think for the first few years of my career, it was something that really I was put down for having, and it was detrimental. And, you'd go into castings and the response would be, well, she looks too healthy.
Wow.
She looks too sexy. She's too voluptuous. She has too much personality.
Too much.
Yeah, and it crushed me as a teenager. And then what happened was...
Because it's who you were.
Yeah.
It's you.
And then I started to work for Victoria's Secrets when I was 19, where all those attributes that I had as a model and as a young woman or as a girl were celebrated.
You found your home.
And I found my home, and I really excelled in that environment as a
But did that do a
model.
number on your head, like when you were getting told you're too curvy?
Yeah.
I mean, did you want to go and lose weight? Like,
Not
what happened
really.
to you?
I'm more stubborn than that. So
you were
really...
like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm going to just...
I just
I'm going
always
with my
felt
body.
like, fuck you.
Yeah. This is me.
Yeah.
You were telling me about your mom.
She was really strong, my mum, and an enormous personality. Will talk to absolutely anyone. Oh. And she's fabulous. There's no other way to put it. She'll be mucking out the horse in welly boots and her long red nails. She's really just been this kind of, I mean, she's an amazing support to me. We have a great relationship. I run everything by her. I tell her everything.
Really?
Yeah, because she doesn't judge. And I think that's the key to any relationship, is that if you can be with somebody and not judge them, that is the sign of a really strong relationship.
It's so hard to do, though.
Well, of course, yeah.
I mean,
we all do it. We all do it. It's human nature to judge, but I think the relationships that really last and are really meaningful are the ones where judgment is at its minimal. So my mum, I could tell her anything.
I love that. She sounds like she's her own woman.
Yes, totally. She's such a character, and she's fabulous. I mean, when I was growing up, she's 6 foot tall.
Wow.
She's got an incredible body. She doesn't give a shit. And she speaks her mind. She's really vulnerable as well. And she's brought up 3 kids, no help, very little money. She's got an incredible sense of humour.
Wow, what did she do for a job?
When she was my age, she worked in an antique shop. She had no education. She flunked it out of school and regretted that her whole life. And she really drilled it into my brother, sister and I from a young age that you've got to make your own opportunities. You've got to work hard. You've got to bring something to the table. You got to generate your own income. She always used to say to me, Rosie, no one is going to hand you anything on a plate in life. If you can meet a great guy, right? gorgeous, hot man. You know, you go back, you have amazing, mind-blowing sex. It's the, you know, the relation, amazing, amazing. But if there's not something of substance there in that person, there's not a soul or a sense of humor or intelligence or, you know, something that keeps you coming back, passion, it becomes boring. And it's the same with any successful woman, you know, that might be physically attractive. I think that at the end, she might look a certain way, but behind that, there's probably some real grit, there's some real soul, there's some real personality.